Okay, so what we have here is a simple unit of area converter. So what I can do is I can enter in some number here, select the unit I want to convert from. So let's say it's 44 acres, and I want to know what that is in terms of square kilometers, or let's say actually square miles, just to show you how this drop down box works. So I can select convert, and it'll tell me what 44 acres is in terms of square miles. Um, Another feature that we have that I actually implemented in this most current sprint is this swap button. And what that does is it'll stick square miles over here and acres to be over here. So when I select this, square miles should be put over here and acres should be put over here. And that's what we see. And so now we can maybe select convert again and see what 44 square miles is in terms of acres. And that's how it works. Another feature that I have implemented in this most recent sprint is this clear button, which when selected, it will wipe out the number that was inputted in this box here. So when I select clear, a dialog box says, "Are you sure you want to clear the input?" I can say no, and nothing would happen. Or if I were to say yes, then the number gets wiped out. So let's say the user entered in some inordinately long number, and at the very end, they realize they entered in the wrong number. All they have to do is click clear and press enter, and it's gone. The final feature, and this is actually the feature that my teammate helped me implement with his microservice, is this email value microservice. That again, this is my teammate's microservice. What this does is it takes the converted value over here and it emails it to the email address that's embedded in the code, and that can be changed very easily. So if we select that, it'll say this will email what is that, 28,160 to the address on file. We say okay. And just to show you first, this is the email address that we will email that value to. And there is no email here yet saying with that number. And what we'll do is we have to go over here and it says type your password and press enter. And that's a predetermined password that, again, can be easily changed within the code if need be. We press enter. And we notice now at this email, we have 28,160. And so that's my teammate's microservice. And that's the last feature of my program. Now I'm going to talk about how each cognitive style heuristic has been reflected. So number one, explain the benefits of using new and existing features. Well, we just saw that with the dialog box given by the email button. Um, this explains the benefits of a new feature. Number two, explain costs of using new and existing features. Well, that's what the dialog box is for the. That's what the dialog box is used for when we use the clear method. It warns you what you're about to do before you do it and the cost associated with that. Number three, let people gather as much information as they want and no more than they want. So, say, for example, you wanted to know what 1 square mile is in terms of acres, just so you get a rough idea of the ratio that you're working with. Then you would just have to put in 1 on this side and make sure that your units line up and then select convert. And you would know that 1 square mile is 640 acres. If you didn't care about that ratio, then you just use it as you would normally use it and forget about it. Number four, keep familiar features available. Well, through any iterative update that I do for this software, I'll always retain the clear button, the swap button, and the convert button. Number five, make undo, redo, and backtracing available. Well, that's what we have for the clear button. You can undo some big long number that you didn't mean to enter. And then again, if you accidentally were going like from hectares to square kilometers, you accidentally selected swap and you didn't mean to, well, you just click it again and you can backtrace all the way to where you were originally. Number six, provide explicit path through the required task. Well, we have a prompt here that says enter a number below, and then we have a big button that's raised so it looks like a button that says convert. And I think that makes it pretty self-explanatory. Same thing with these drop-down boxes. The little gets a little blue there showing you that there are more options which help guide the user through a task. Number seven, provide ways of different approaches. Well, let's say you feel more comfortable with entering in a number on this side and then giving the unit that you actually want to convert to under it, rather than the way the program works, which is converting the unit you want to convert from would be under it. And let's say you want that the unit you want to convert from to be actually on the right hand side. Well, that's fine. If I wanted to convert 77 square miles into acres, I could do it this way. It's just right before I select convert, you just click swap and convert. And that provides different ways for different people with different styles to use this program. Finally, number 8, encourage tinkerers to tinker mindfully. Well, that's what we have the dialog boxes and the warning boxes for. It allows them to play around, but it'll also tell them what this would necessarily do, just in case they go down a path they don't want to. So now I'm going to talk about how at least one quality attribute is reflected, and that quality attribute is predictability. I really wanted this program to be predictable, and I believe these raised buttons make it very obvious that these clicking on these things would actually actuate some kind of function. I think it's very simplistic. I think all caps with convert makes it quite predictable as to what this is going to do when I click this. Same thing with clear. And even we have dialog boxes that that literally tell you what it's going to do, thus further ensuring predictability with clear and with email value and so forth. So now finally, I'm just going to scroll through my code. Oops. So here is the actual UI file. Here's my teammates microservice, the email microservice. Here's a constant factor microservice. Okay, and then here's a unit value microservice. And finally, here's a calculation microservice. Cool, thank you.